Hey, what's going on YouTube? So my name is Jonathan Duran. You probably know me as Duran's TV. I host weekly and monthly VGC Meta Weekly tournaments that are usually best of three Swiss. And today I'm going to make a team building guide for Series 2 Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So a lot of times if you're new to VGC, especially in the new format, it's kind of hard to figure out what should my team be is usually the question. So I'm going to try to help with that. And last night there was a tournament by Beanie, and it had a lot of people in it. It had a little over 100 people in the tournament. And usually that's where you want to start as far as team building and kind of figuring out meta picks going forward. And even if you don't want to pick those Pokemon, you should still look because they're probably the most used Pokemon and you'll know how to counter them. All right, so I'm going to go over that real quick and we'll look at the results from the top performing teams. So here we go. And right here we have Hobbit is the person who won. 9-0 record, so never lost a game. We have Arcanine, Roaring Moon. This is Delibird. Iron Bundle, there we go. Amoonguss, Iron Hands, and the Giraffe. So if we look here, we can see that Arcanine with goggles with Flare Blitz, Snarl, Will-O-Wisp, and Protect. Probably a bulkier set to survive some big hits. I don't know the spreads, but that's what I would assume, considering it's Will-O-Wisp, Snarl, kind of just to wear down your opponent a little bit. That Intimidate, and that Will-O-Wisp to kind of really make opposing Roaring Moons, opposing Iron Hands, not doing as much damage. Roaring Moon here. This seems like this is going to be pretty standard, the whole format, where it's Terra Flying, booster energy with like Tailwind, Throat Chop, Acrobatics. So Terra Flying Acrobatics going to do a lot of damage. The only problem I have with Roaring Moon and Terra Flying Acrobatics is that there's so many Pokemon that resist flying. Like Goldango is still very popular. You can switch it in. It doesn't do much to Goldango. So the Throat Chop does, but like if they Terra Steel, it still doesn't do enough damage as you would like, unless you booster energy the attack, and then it's lackluster in speed, and then there's an opposing Iron Bundle, and then there's opposing Flutter Mains. So that kind of scares me a little bit. But that's just something that you want to be aware of. I think that the Salamence like Terra Steel that Jody ran in San Diego might be better on Roaring Moon. So like going Terra Steel, so you can resist a lot of that stuff. Might be better. But for damage, this will definitely do lots of damage. Terra Water on Iron Bundle, Freeze Dry, Hydro, Ice Wind. This seems kind of standard. I do like the Focus Sash on Iron Bundle because it is very frail. And I think this is the fastest Pokemon in the format. We're going to go look at the speed tiers in a little bit. And that's another thing when you want to team build is understanding the speed tiers. Okay? You have to know it. Here we go with the Giraffe, Throat Spray. Armored Tail is a great ability. It's kind of like that Serena Queenly Majesty, if you're not familiar with it. It is one of the best new abilities in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Trick Room in Prison, so you can stop opposing Trick Room teams with that. And then Iron Hands AV is going to be, I think this is going to be standard for Iron Hands moving forward. And then obviously, old reliable over here, Rocky Helmet, Clear Smog, Puff, Powder, and Spore. So this is pretty standard for the most part. This is a very well-rounded team, very balanced team. I like it a lot. It does good outside of Trick Room. It does pretty good inside of Trick Room. This is a really solid team. Then the runner-up looks like he's running looks like he's running a Series 1 team. So the runner-up actually is a Series 1 team right here. Looks very similar to Evney's team that he ran in my tournament. Obviously the Indeedee Armor stuff. Orb on Arbolivo. Wow, that's really cool. No Protect though. Only 2 Pokemon with Protect. Wow. Hariyama. Nice. I probably would want Wide Guard maybe. Maybe I would want wide guard. I don't know. But yeah, pretty cool team. Then we have, what is this? Okay. This is some spice. All right. So if you're new to team building, this is what I would say is very spicy. And obviously another focus sash on bundle. Goggles on the Tauros. I think that's kind of standard. I think goggles and mirror herb are like the two most popular items to run on Tauros right now. Amoonguss, standard, Terra Water. Backs, Terra Ground, kind of spicy. I don't know if that's good against opposing backs calibers though, or opposing iron bundles. Geesh. Sandy Shocks, AV, Terra Fairy. This is interesting. So this is a cool team right here. Wow, I'm tired. So if you don't know, I went to San Diego and I haven't slept in like 4 days. So if I yawn a lot in this video, I apologize in advance. This was Neil's team. Pretty sure he top cutted and then didn't play after. Oh, he looks like, yeah, I think he forfeited after top cut. I think no, this isn't the team Jody used, but it's very similar team that Jody used in San Diego. Is this the same team? This actually might be the same exact team now that I'm looking at it as the team Jody used in San Diego, and he got 5th place. Damp Rock, Y Guard, Life Orb, Terra Steel. Oh, very nice. Joe, UX 9. He ran Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu in this format. Last 2 formats, it is so good. Mimikyu actually one-shots Fluttermane. Like, you have to actually like put some bulk on Fluttermane for it to survive like a Shadow Sneak. That's how frail Fluttermane is. Mimikyu is phenomenal with the Life Orb. And see, this is Joe U's team, right? And this is pretty standard. There's 4 Pokemon here that protect. This is a very good best of 3 tournament team. It's almost, I think it's a need. You need at least 3 to 4 Pokemon on your team that have protect, especially in a best of 3. Because if you can't protect, it's like your opponent's almost always going to double up into your Pokemon that don't have protect. So if you switch it out, whatever's coming in is getting hit pretty hard. And if you keep it in, it might get knocked out. So you got to have protect. Choice Specs Goldango, very nice. AV on Meowscarada. I think Meowscarada is actually the weak link on in this format on this team. Now that I've seen it, because I tried using it yesterday and the same thing, and it's really tough to use, especially like Roaring Moon and Fluttermane's running around. I just outspeed it. So this looks like the top teams right here. We have a Snow team, which is pretty cool, with Delibird, Obama Snow, Roaring Moon, Iron Hands, Goldango, Masshold. Iron Bun. This team looks pretty cool. So you kind of notice a lot of similar trends. It's very similar to Series 1, except you're plugging out like a couple of teammates you'd have in Series 1 for some Paradox Pokemon. So I'm gonna switch gears here and go to Pokemon Showdown, and I'm gonna show the speed tiers here real quick. So when you're making a team, you need to know the speed tier. So I think the 3 fastest Pokemon are Dragapult, Fluttermane, and Iron Bundle. Okay. So it looks like these are the 3 fastest Pokemon, with Dragapult actually being the fastest. So if a really good player figures out the best Terra type for Dragapult, I can see Dragapult really just coming out and doing some big damage in this meta. But these two kind of the reason why Dragapult's not seeing as much play is because these two just completely wall it with super effective damage. And I'm pretty sure if you boost their energy, they actually outspeed Dragapult. You'd probably have to scarf it, and it'd be like a really close. I don't know the calcs off the top of my head, but you have to calc it, and you have to figure out if this would actually outspeed these. Because I know this could hit this for super effective damage. It can't. Wait, can it? Let's see what Dragon Bolt gets. I don't think it can hit that with super effective damage. Oh, it gets Solar Beam. That's interesting. You could Terra Blast and get super effective damage and make it like Terra Grass maybe. And hit this, but you don't want to wait. You probably wouldn't want to waste the Terra on that. So, that's the speed tiers right here. So like at max speed, let's say Timid, it gets to 206. Yep, 206. And that's at 252, and this goes to 205. So Iron Bundle is one speed tier higher than Fluttermane. This is a big deal, because you can easily just Icy Wind the Fluttermane, and then if you're like, I think if you're max speed Goldango, you'd outspeed the Fluttermane and hit it with like a super effective Make It Rain, and it could one-shot. So that's also a thing, and that's very dangerous. You want to be aware of that. I haven't seen as many Murkrow running around, because of the new, the new Paradox month. I really haven't seen it. I saw some, but like it's just not as good as before. So I made a team for one of my friends in my Discord. His name is Sylv, and it was like a Trick Room team. You're gonna see a lot more Trick Room teams in Series 2 because of Torkoal, and you'll see like, let's say Iron Hands, and you also see Roaring Moon. Like you want to, because you're basically Torkoal is gonna boost up photosynthesis, so you'll see like a lot of teams kind of like this, running around just to get that boost in the ability without having to waste the item. Because you can just boost their energy, it'll obviously increase whatever stat, and Torkoal's gonna be doing some big damage. Like a team like this core right here is gonna be so strong. Oh, I picked the wrong giraffe. My bad. I picked the wrong giraffe. With the armor tail. So this way you can't fake out. This ability would stop fake out. So like this right here is so strong. It's gonna be very hard to stop. Like you'd have to lead like a Mungus and something else that could stop this. Maybe like a Choice Band Meowscarada and a Mungus, but like even that does not feel good into a Torkoal team, or a Roaring Moon team. So you might get away with that in like game 1 with that lead. But afterwards it'd just be a mind game it, and it's just a headache. So this is a very strong core. To counter something like this, you'd probably want to go like a really strong rain team that doesn't use Palafin as the main sweeper, because this just stops Jet Punch. Jet Punch can't hit with this on the field. So you have to deal with this before using Jet Punch. So it can be really tough. So like if I was to build a team right now, some things I want to look for is I want a sweeper. So who do I want to look at as my main sweeper? For this video, we're gonna look at, let me see here. Who should we look at? We'll use Baxcalibur, okay? And the standard set right now is Loaded Dice. All right. So the Terra type right now that's like best for Bax is Water. Okay. It takes neutral damage from fighting moves. It resists steel moves. Okay. And it takes neutral damage from dragon moves. So basically it cuts down your super effectives to neutral and one super effective to resist. So it's a very strong defensive Terra type for Bax. A good move set right now for it would be like Protect, Icicle Spear, Glaive Rush, and you can run Swords Dance on this. You could even go Dragon Dance on this, and it can get real fast. It has a pretty decent speed tier at 87. So you can still run like Adamant and then get to like 125-ish. And then still put like some bulkier, some attack investment, get that to like 200, and then you can just put some bulkier, and like this. Something, this is just off the top of my head. I haven't calculated anything, but like this would be like a nice spread you can put on Bax, and then a Dragon Dance would get you pretty fast into a very fast speed tier. You can Terra it to with eat an attack. That way you don't have to waste a Rage Powder, and you can still like spore the opponent. You can still attack with your other Pokemon as you're setting up your Dragon Dance. So that way you can boost your attack, boost your speed, and then pretty much sweep for the rest of the way with Bax. A good partner right now for backs has been Tauros. So you can put Tauros Fire, you can put Tauros Water. Let's put Tauros Water for now. And I would honestly like the Mirror Herb set. It's been looking really nice. For Tauros, you can put Terra Water. You can even put Terra Steel, to be honest with you. This way you can resist those flying type moves, because Talonflame is, as what I've noticed in like the tournament, has been like Tauros' like nemesis. So you can Terra Steel it too, and that way it resists flying moves. You can go like Protect, Raging Bull to break screens, which I haven't seen many screens of, but you could. And then Close Combat, and Aqua Jet seems pretty standard on it. So you want to run Jolly because you want to outspeed Hydreigon, and that just makes you outspeed it. Close combat one shots. I would go like some attack investment to like right around here. If you watch Clover Bells, they'll tell you to get to like right around here, and then split up the. And you want to split these up, pretty much. That's pretty much what you'd want to do. Maybe go like this. You get that extra special defense point, right? And something like this would be something for like Tauros. And then who do I want? Who else would I want on my team? Maybe like Iron Bundle with booster energy. So we're gonna have it boost speed to timid. We'll go max speed, max HP, and then 4 there. Basically, what we want to do here is we want to control the speed tiers. Okay. So here we're gonna Icy Wind, Protect, Hydro, and Freeze Dry. So Freeze Dry is good into like Dondozo, Palafin, Pelipper, Terra Waterback. So it's pretty good. It's good into dragons too. So something like this would be nice. Mimikyu. You can go like Mimikyu. You can go the Life Orb set. As you saw, Joe has like, he had Protect. You can put Curse on it. I like Curse a lot. Curse has won me some games in like those matchups. It's also good into like Pokemon that want to set up on you. And if you curse them, they're kind of obligated to switch out. But you can also put Protect. Or if you're like in the way of Trick Room, you can Trick Room. Mimikyu has a really great move pool, and it always withstands it has a really good ability, which is Disguise. So the first hit gets blocked, and then you take 1/8 damage instead. So basically, you always survive the first hit. They're kind of obligated to double up on the Mimikyu, and if you run Protect, you can just protect it, and then your other Pokemon's kind of free to make an attack. So Mimikyu's a really good mon right now, and you can play rough, which is nice. You can sneak the Flutter Mane, and then you can Claw for, the critical hit. You want to be adamant right now on Mimikyu, because it's not that fast anyway. It's slower than base 100s. You're probably not going to outspeed much. So you want to get as much attack investment as you can. You always survive the first hit anyway. You could run some speed investment if you wanted to and put like a little bit and just get to like 130. And then maybe if you get like a drop on their speed, you can start outspeeding a lot of things. You got to run the calc on it. And then I'd probably just split up the bulk here, just so that you can survive like super effective hits, non-super effective hits, which does happen with Mimikyu. And that's kind of how you want to split up the EVs as far as and getting, looking at the tiers it gets in, which is nice. All right. Then you probably something like this team. You want like a redirection mon, or something that can tank hits. So you can go like Amoonguss. You can go Brute Bonnet. Last night I was playing with Brute Bonnet. Brute Bonnet's actually not a bad Pokemon. It's basically Amoonguss on steroids, where it has a really nice HP stat and pretty solid defense and Spit F, but it's a little bit faster than Amoonguss. So you can actually outspeed some Pokemon like Armarouge by accident that normally one-shot Amoonguss, and you actually can just spore them for free with Brute Bonnet. So Brute Bonnet's good. The only problem with Brute Bonnet is that it does have the dark typing, which really kind of sucks having that, because now you're super effective from fighting, fairy, 4 times super effective on bug. So like you gotta be aware of that. So like Choice Band Meowscarada with U-turn does a ton of damage to this. So like Terra Water's fine. Like something like that's probably better for this. And then maybe giving it a berry or some type of you know, recovery item. I want this Pokemon to be supportive. So like Spore, Rage Powder, Sucker Punch actually does a decent amount of damage, and then Seed Bomb. This way you can put things to sleep. You can redirect. You can get some priority, and you can have that stab and Seed Bomb, which I like on this Pokemon a lot. I guess you can put citrus on it, or maybe like a Wiki Berry. So something like this, maybe. Maybe not Wiki Berry, but maybe Fig. So I'd put some type of berry on it. Maybe this berry too. You can do this berry. But like, so like something like this would restore HP. Boom, boom, boom. The only difference is though, this doesn't get Regenerator. So people are gonna opt for Amogus because it does get Regenerator, which can heal back its health when you swap it out. So it's a matter of preference between this and Amogus. I don't think one is better than the other. I actually think it's just a matter of preference. Like supporting wise, Amogus is a little bit better as far as supporting, but this Pokemon is a little bit less supportive than Amogus. Still supportive though, and it can do more. It can opt for more damage. So it's just a matter of preference at that point. I think long game Amogus is better. This is good for like ladder climb, I would say, and then you can pick a sixth. You can go like Roaring Moon, which is good, and go for the Tailwind stuff. You can go for Palmont and just drop a sash on it, and then revive one of your other Pokemon. This is like one of my favorite support Pokemon right now. Palmont, I think, is really good, and it's very undervalued. And it actually saw a lot of play in San Diego. Palmont was absolutely amazing. After seeing how good it was, I regret not bringing this. It was ridiculous. It was so good. Oh my goodness. I'm probably if I do like any major tournaments moving forward, Palmont is probably going to be a necessity on my team. It is that good. You can drop. Let's see what else we can drop in here. You can Flutter Mane with a sash. Flutter Mane is really good. Okay. You can also Goldango. A set that I'm really liking is Weakness Policy Goldango, and you can try this out. It is so good. Make It Rain and Shadow Ball. So like Timid, max speed. You can go like here, and then get to like there, and then just split like that. And this is ridiculous. Goldango will do stupid damage, Terra Steel. When you Terra Steel, you get rid of that ghost weakness, so like dark moves. What else? Ghost moves, things like that won't be super effective anymore. So it just takes neutral damage, and because of the bulk we invested in it, it's going to do well. And then we have full speed, so we're at 149 with a speed drop. It's going to outspeed mostly everything. And then you just make it rain. So it just is so like Terra Steel Make It Rain is so much damage. You could even go Terra Steel Nasty Plot, take the super effective hit, and then with the speed drop next turn, you're at like +4, and +4 Make It Rain is just gonna do ridiculous damage. So that's kind of how I would go about like making a team. Like this team right here looks really good on paper to me, to be honest. I actually think I made a similar team last night. I ran this team in a tournament yesterday. It could have been better. This was really good. This was really good. I did not make this team. Actually, I played online yesterday. I actually got to like 13, 1400. Yes, I did run Fissure on guard, and it landed a few times on ladder. I feel bad. So yeah, I actually think Oblivious is gonna be the best ability on Dondozo moving forward, and it's gonna be extremely good because it's immune to Intimidate. So unaware, like it ignores other Pokemon stat change, whatever. We don't care about that. We do not care about that. This is gonna be the way to go, I think, for Dondozo moving forward. Tatsugiri is just really good. And look at that. I ran a similar set last night to what I just made. So, yeah, that's how we go about team building in Series 2. You need to, A, understand the speed tiers. So I'm just going to recap here real quick, and then I'm going to wrap up. Okay. So you need to, how do I fix this? There we go. You need to understand speed tiers. All right. Supportive Pokemon. Okay. And sweepers. All right. So you need to understand those. Once you do and put that together, you can make a really nice, well-balanced team. So I wish you guys the best of luck in your team building in Series 2. And yeah, feel free to reach out, leave comments down below, like, comment, subscribe. And if you think that we can improve these videos, let us know, and I'll do my best to improve them. And yeah, good luck. Have fun.